Carolina, en verdad estoy muy cansada. Jessica.
That was a well done piece built around maintaining a sense of intimacy in the face of a tragedy. I thought the piece had a really great sort of grounded feel, a very sort of empathetic and sensitive approach. I thought the two leads had a strong dynamic between each other that made the piece feel very natural and realistic. And I thought the piece worked well in the quiet moments, which allowed you to sort of become emotionally invested in the piece. And a lot of the setups around the bed, I thought, excuse me, were very strong thematically about reflecting the state of their relationship over time. So I thought there was a lot of interesting visual ideas that matched up with the a big picture thematic.
It tackles a really difficult subject matter in a way that's believable. I think dealing with loss is, one thing in person, and on screen it can be, written and portrayed many different ways. And I think this does that with a lot of sensitivity. And um, what I'm trying to say is I think this was very well written, and I think the intentions were very clear through the actors, which takes a lot of good direction to know where this story is going without having it be campy in any sort of way. I think this has a very powerful message. I think you elongate a lot of moments of hope and yearning in this to really establish that message.
I thought the moments of sadness and dark mood were well communicated. There was a quick flashback of Jessica, who's very ill, and that was very effective, and they didn't stay in the moment too long. I thought that was clever. I also thought that the storyline was well written and that the subject of mourning was handled well. Overall, a good concept and exploration of grieving a spouse who needs to move on.
I loved what the filmmakers did with the creative camera angles. Like right out of the gate, that one that was top down where you were looking at the bed from the ceiling was such a great camera angle. I think that the filmmakers did a great job in the story premise and creating an emotion. Like you could definitely feel what they were feeling. And I liked that.
The concept of both loss, grief, and moving on. I find it very fascinating how by removing key information and context from a scene, how easily you can shape someone's perspective of another person. Our protagonist doesn't really seem to be showing as much love or affection as their partner is, as they seem to be very caught up on another woman. And your first instinct is to see that as someone not being faithful, only to find out throughout the film, as it goes on, you learn that the woman our protagonist had been caught up on had passed away. And it changes everything you originally thought about the protagonist. This is no longer about being unfaithful. In fact, it feels unfaithful to be in this new relationship. And now you understand more where she was at in the beginning of the short. Sometimes there's this guilt of if you even should move on, if you deserve to move on from this relationship, especially if it's something as tragic as them passing away. In a sense, it kind of feels like you're being unfaithful to them by moving on. So it was a very deep message, and again, I'm very impressed with the fact that through how it distributed its information, you learn more about this character and your perspective on them changes.
It's a really sweet story, and I just liked how it played out. The acting was nice. it's, basically about not being able to let go of somebody you lost that you absolutely love, and the guilt that goes along with feeling not being able to help somebody who's sick, and watching them die is very sad. But I liked the line, watching you be happy, when she said, I'm watching you be happy, that you need to go live your life. And the fact that she was processing all of this and able to, it was nice as the audience to see her talking to the lost love, just so we could see her processing everything. So I thought that was great. It was a cool visual, and then to see it disappear. And I think she had a necklace that she took off and kind of symbolized her moving on. And then you could see she was able to let go and fully give herself to her current person. So I thought it was a really sweet story.